aka Patters. Here we go. We're back doing Tutorial Super Thursday. So I have a remaining. Can we crank it up just a little? I have a remaining 10 of these to go. I spent not too much, a little bit of time mapping out the final 8 at least. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to eat more pizza along the way. I haven't had one of these pizzas since last year, probably since December. Same with me and energy drinks. I haven't cracked, like, physically bought and cracked open an energy drink since December. So I'm holding true, and a lot of it is, look, I've changed. I adjusted my diet. I'm doing more fish, more peanut butter, more rice. That's really my 1, 2, 3 combo. My food video reviews for Instagram have slowed down, so I'm running out of these. With that being said, may I introduce to you Warren Stone. Oh, who do we have in his house? Joe Dent. What is up? Hey, Joe Dent in the house. Joe, thank you for everything. Thanks for all the comments. Are you familiar with the rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I was turned off by that series. I never tried to watch it. Not that I'm not drawn to a lot of cartoons anyway, but the design work and the characters are so wild and interesting. I do feel like they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle worthy, as we like to say. There was another character called Meat Sweats that I am absolutely fascinated with. I don't know the context of any of these guys, but this is Warren Stone, and let's just can we just get into it? This is what he looks like, and it looks like he's like an anchorman, and I guess, like, technically, right, if we were go to the Batman animated series, right, I think it was like the Gotham one, which would be I think series 3 by that point. The origin of the Creeper and this guy, like, they're two evil news anchormen, right, set amok. The two of them we need a Warren Stone and a Creeper crossover. Yeah, this is one of the most ridiculous ideas, and I was kind of in love with the simplicity, like, just the simplicity. Even though he's got bean mouth, and I really dislike bean mouth. Yeah, I thought we would give him the treatment. So just off the top of the drawing desk, we have my X-Acto knife from yesterday's video, where I nicely jabbed, and it's still super sensitive. I'm so happy this didn't get infected. I think I was able to blast it with the peroxide quick enough. I keep peroxide open. Like, I really do have a open peroxide around me, like in my master bathroom. I keep it open because I'm constantly scratching and hurt. Like, I'm always hurting myself, even my arm. Like, all this is from Dallas, my cat, because we play. So we got that. So we're clean some of this off. But I just wanted to do a quick rundown of our Bayformers. Look, we got things here that people just hate. People hate Bayformers, and people hate Rise of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But just an update on Bayformers right here. This is our obsessive. I get totally obsessed with my sketchbooks, and this is. I have to kind of fix my Cybertron here. I don't know, like, because the Cybertron in the first movie, the way it comes through is that it's like sectional, and it's like layered down to the core, which is kind of like cool. Very different than what we saw for the cartoon. It was very flat, we'll say. But the movie one has, I feel like they got like a good solution. in the movie, and sometimes people don't give credit to what the movies do. Even when it comes to the Marvel movies, even when it comes to, uh, like James Bond, even like Harry Potter, like a lot of times the movies have solutions that are just not in the source material, and solutions is just the avenues of the audience to understand what they're looking at, what they're being told. I think that's a little bit better. Anyway, this Cybertron looks a lot like Gobotron, by the way, from GoBots, but we have our contents page, and then we kick it. So I'm calling this like a flip through movie, because like that's almost like what we're doing at this point, right? We're just flipping through the freaking Michael Bay 2007 Steven Spielberg produced DreamWorks coming at you Transformers 2007, and we're hitting the protoforms. I like the pencil. I like the looseness here, and I like the penciled looseness here. But I will be drawing a full Mack truck for our boy Optimus, and then this is also Optimus. I'm pretty sure this is Optimus in the movie coming out of the pool, and then fully formed Transformers in the alley. So we can kind of block some of that off, right? That's the angle we want for that. And then Optimus, this will be a close-up of Optimus, like right here, kind of like letting the page cut some of that off. We can kind of get away with the chunk of it right here. Yeah, and then the idea is I want him to have like a word balloon that says eBay. When Sam's like, how'd you ladies man, like 1127 or whatever. It's like, how'd you hear of it? And he's like, eBay. Or the glasses. He's like, how do you guys know about the glasses? And he's like, eBay. And then then I have to erase almost everything. So again, the next up from here will probably be, I was debating on if I should do a shot of the house, like here, with the Autobots hiding, kind of doing their stuff, but same like popping out the window. Maybe we'll do that. I just think that's too much attention. Right. And then from here, we go into section 7. So that actually lines up. We can do John Turturro like right here with section 7. But eventually we're going to have to get into the Hoover, right? The Hoover Dam is going to have to happen. So this was the freeway fight. So Hoover will go into the freeway fight into the final battle, I think. I don't know. Like, there's some back and forth, but I do like how this lines up right here, though. Doesn't this line up? Anyway, holy crap. That's your Transformers 2007 update. Also, yesterday, Joe, we got this is going to be somewhat put out relatively fast, but I got this idea of this, like, even though I hate when people do superheroes from their own like hometowns, I really do. I think it's just low-hanging fruit garbage. But, well, here we go. I have this idea. Think about calling him Philly Fist. With a PH. And he's designed after this guy right here. Crypt. He's designed over Crypt. After Crypt. And he will he's got this enchanted wrestling belt right here, and he has one heck of an origin story. I'll tell you that, and I'm kind of debating on doing it early, but I have like his first like fight, we'll call it, or adventure, like already in mind, and I just love the idea that we're kind of using the crypt, the little bit of the crypt look on him because crypt is too cool, and we'll never see another. Well, maybe Stephen Platt one day will give us the opportunity to submit into a crowdfund because Platt could easily crowdfund a crypt comic with or without. Right? I think he does. Do they split the rights for crypt? Maybe they do. Sorry, I'm just trying to gather. I just realized that he's got green eyes. How cool is that? So we're going to do green eyes, yellow hair, yellow teeth. I'm trying to build out some of our colors right here. Yeah, right. Oh, hey. Yeah, that's funny, Joe. Yeah. Yeah. Phil. Definitely, yeah. For the win. I'm going to keep that hey up, though, just because I like that. But a lot of the, let's just hide that. A lot of what we try and do here is, like, because we're doing close ups, we're usually doing like twin shots or like 3/4. A lot of my ideas on how to make these things work is, like, let's have fun with the color variations. Like, let's explore the shading, and let's get into some of like additional detail for something like this. My meat sweats one was more my style. This one I'm using more of the cartoon proportions, but I don't know. Like, I just look at this guy and I think of Mr. Mind from Captain Marvel or Shazam, and I just get excited because it's easy to it's easy to kind of take this high horse and say that there's no imagination, no one's really trying to do things anymore, and that's not the case. It's really not. Like, I think with social media, like, there's just so much. There's just so much out there that people create, and their only platform, believe it or not, is social media. Like, think about that. So, I don't know. I see this guy. I know there's a little bit of a pushback with the actual series that this guy's from, but I do like the attempt. I like the idea of just a worm, an angry villain worm Anchorman. I think it's the coolest thing. Yeah, the graffiti, like, definitely being around as much of it as I am in Philly, and Joe, I'm not joking. The graffiti here in Philly. I mean, I was last time I was in Chicago. I didn't take enough pictures, uh, but it differs from like Chicago, Philly, like New York. It really does. Like, for example, like last year I spent time, or almost like 2 years ago at this point. Like, I went to Tampa a few times, like during COVID, and just to kind of rebel, we'll call it. And it's like the graffiti in Florida that I saw, not just in Tampa, but like around it. No joke, like, very, very. It's like the way graffiti differs from city to city. That's the point I'm getting at. It's eye opening. It really is, but I do feel like Philly has uh there's like a balance that Philly has. Uh when you compare it to Chicago, Chicago is all interconnected letters, high contrast, like all that stuff. But Philly, you get wall taggers. Like the variety that you get in Philly is like you get a piece of it all. You don't get like New York is more with the character art, and if you follow it, like like my Tubi, Tubi. If you ever download that app, has so many graffiti documentaries. Like I'm just addicted to them at the same time. I always have them on. I'm always running them just because I love the attitude of the graffiti like community, we'll call it. I just like the idea that it's kind of like F you, like we're doing this no matter what. Uh, and the funny thing is too is yeah, I'll be the first one to say there's not a place for graffiti everywhere. Uh, there's not. I think you can earn your spot if you're good enough. You can tag, you can throw up anywhere. But if you're not on a certain level, talent wise, I think you're just. But then again, like how do you get to a certain level? Like like you kind of like it's definitely interesting. Just the flow of all of that. FYI, I have zero yellow in my colored pencils. And this is a spectral color. Yeah, so part of the way too is like we try and make things look as dynamic as possible. A part of that is having like a little bit of a good time. Just having a good time while you're drawing, Yeah, kind of. I grew. Hey, I remember when Warlock died. I was like shocked. Like there was a period in reading X-Men. We'll just say like we'll just call it X-Men. Uh, where everyone had their X-Men death. Like Thunderbird was a generation before me. My time it was Warlock. Later, I don't know, like I don't know what meaningful death that came after Warlock, and I guess for like a lot of people too, it was Jean Grey. But Jean Grey was so institutionalized by then. But let me try and find. I need some orange, and here we go. A little bit of orange. But I don't know. Like that's like let me think. Like that's a good question. What was the next meaningful death after Warlock for the X-Men? That's let me think. Like I'm going through mentally right now. I'm going through the Joe Mad era. I don't want to say who was that. Nathan, the Magneto clone. Like that was so. Maybe like what? I mean, they kind of right. They did kill in a way. They did kill Professor X for Onslaught. And Onslaught kind of even the Executioner song and all that, like kind of like leading into Age of Apocalypse. But like you never really believed Xavier was dead. Sometimes it's like when they kill off those side characters. Sorry, we're just trying to get some of this yellow here. Like a lot of what, so the yellow I'm putting down right now, like it's going to go in two directions. It's going to be like the yellow highlight, and some of it's going to be shadowed. So I'm just going to cover it essentially. But I think a part of doing your under layers is you get a good feeling of like what your direction is. Like it kind of helps you visualize. Sorry, Joe. Let me see. Yeah, it really is wild. It really is. Let's just hide that real quick. Sorry, we just got it is Saturday morning, people. We get text messages.
There's people that you hire to do that with organizations like this.
There you go. Sorry about that. You know, sometimes we get messages. So that's where some of this is. Yeah, so all right, broke my train of thought there. What's the next significant X-Men death side character? We'll call it. You know, even I guess like there was a little bit of you can kind of argue that Warlock wasn't quite a side character, but you know, like not we'll call it like not action figure level character. Like I'm trying to go through some of the X-Force, like Caliban had a death, not so impactful. Caliban had a death after, or Richter. Did they kill Richter? Sorry, I'm covering some of this here. So part of my instinct too was to put some highlights on this if we're kind of going to go down the route of things being a little cartoony, because you know, like you want to get some extra out of it, like some extra shading, but at the yeah, I just feel like he's got green eyes and he's pink, so those are usually the colors I use to highlight. Phone's not yet muted. So let's mute the phone at least. I still feel like this area here needs some work.
And I think the one we were coming into was definitely on a downward spiral, if you can see it.
I'm like spending so much time on the edge here. I normally never do.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of getting into the blackout right here. All right, and then we can I think we can blast it now with just straight up yellow. That's a little bit of the back and forth that I kind of discuss a lot. You know, like you toggle between when you're dealing with the medium, like any type of coloring, even if it's computer coloring, like you're obligated or not obligated, jeez, what, like part of the process, we'll call it, is going to be, we'll just put some purple here because I need to add some additional shading here. But the technique or like the path is you kind of have to build up layers. And you do this for, there's many reasons, but just kind of the baseline reason is it's believable. Like the colors are believable when you layer them. So a lot of times it's like you kind of toggle back and forth. Like you kind of go like it's almost like a struggle because you're trying to create form, you're trying to create texture, you're trying to show off areas, create focal points. So, you know, it gets a little crazy. All right, so we got, let's see, we do have green eyes and pink skin. The best. But let's just we'll stick with the yellow for now real quick. So my original run of these, because I like to go through my entire stack. My original run of these, I didn't layer too much. I didn't layer well enough. And I look back at those right now, and I just feel like they look flat. They just don't look like that they have a lot of character. Yeah, and then from here, I can kind of get my one brown. Maybe like we'll get like a darker brown, and we'll do some of those like dig in shaded colors, so that when we hit it with the highlight with those whites, it kind of definitely it just pops better, pops a little bit more, and that's really what you want. So let's see here. Let's see. We're still thinking. I'm still thinking about the X-Men. I have a whole other bin of pencils, and I'm all, like I have like this is my like spare, like my like my maybe pile, and I'm not sure where my other one is. I lost track of it. Yeah, so I want to do this from memory. I don't want to look it up. So like maybe like not Colossus, maybe Colossus. Because it was even more crazy when Whedon brought Colossus back. Like no one bought that. No one cared. I mean, it got like kind of the article headline type thing, but like no one really cared when Colossus came back. At that point, the entire line, the entire X line was just like not really struggling. The interest was moving on, we'll say. But not really impactful, though. Just more shocking. We're spending a lot of time on the smaller details for this guy. We really are. I'm just trying to get a little bit more brightness, especially like here. Like I want that to be. So coming up, though, part of my pre-sketch work is we have Street Sharks on the horizon. At least we got another villain from Street Sharks. We got one of the Street Sharks, which I'm like super pumped about, because part of my struggle was the Street Sharks are similar to Armageddon, which was a tournament fighters character for the SNES, and he might have been on Genesis, but that the Tournament Fighter fighting game had right. I want to say the Genesis, the Nintendo. There might have been like a third, but each one had like a original character, which like back in the day, that was like super cool. But different because like right, I don't think those characters showed up in the cartoon at all, or action figures, and that's really the push that those characters needed. But it was conversational, like it did get you talking, and I think not Armageddon, right? Armageddon's another character. It might be Armageddon, but there was a war. That's the guy I'm thinking of. Here we go. So this yellow here, like barely registers, which is fine. We'll just go in darker. Just go in darker. He's got these like red strips for eyes. Here we go. Get some, I think the sun is zapping some of the effect out of the way. But I got my windows wide open. I don't care. So we'll hit this with some darker green. If we can find it. If we can find some dark green, like true dark green, which we do not have. How funny is that? What's this over here? This is not dark green. We'll see if it works though. So I kind of want his like eyebrow here to come in. There we go. I love that he's got these red strips for eyes. So it's so weird. Like comic book weird level stuff. I forgot about his hair flip here. It's just one of the things it's like the hair flip here, which it really makes no sense. Like it's not, by making no sense, what I'm saying is I don't think it works. But it's just one of those things that I've, like ever since I've been drawing, like I always try and do it. Like, like I don't think I've ever nailed it. All right, so here we can hit the skin tone, which is all pink. Pink and purple. And you know what? We'll come in with the darker purple. Just think this is really going to pop. All right, and then we will hit it with the really light pink. And let's just see where it goes. Should we get enough? It does look like it's all one solid color. So the little bit of the shading tip here. So hold on here. Let me just get this a little darker. So you saw with like the hair, like I was popping in like like you can pop in purple for the hair and dark blue for the purple to add that little bit of extra tone. Like it just helps sculpt it. It looks better. It looks good. It completes what the eye is expecting from the shape. Like because the eye is going to expect a little bit of variation. Like the eye kind of looks for color within color. And I hope that makes sense. So what you do is like you don't bring it all the way through. Like you kind of like you pick your spots. And you just say like darker, darker, darker. And like that's it, like moving on. But right here, like like there is something cooking here. And then what we'll do for the eyebrows, they're supposed to be black, but we'll just use the blue as the reason. Since we're thinking blue, we'll go dark blue for the eyebrows just so we can keep the shape and show off the shape. So it's like here. And if we do have white, let's add like a little bit of white. Just pick any one. We'll just do some like white at the top here. Maybe some right here. Again, variation for variation's sake. So we're kind of where we want to be, where we can just blast it with the white out. Cross our fingers, hope. I mean, like, look at this guy. So wild. So the wax here is definitely already an issue. Already in the way. Let's get one of these with a little bit better flow. And again, like we try and like a little bit. If you go through my thought process, there was the Plutarchian from Biker Mice from Mars, the villain. He's like the if you just scroll through the videos, there's like a fish guy, and you'll kind of see a little bit of my thought process on how I was trying to like it's hard to describe, but like duplicate a way that the light would have been hitting him. And ever since then, I've just been like so into figuring that out. Just like a little bit more, like get a little bit better at it, like every time. You know, and that's a chunk of this too, is you kind of, you know, like you want to nail things, but you kind of have one shot to do it. And it's not fun. You know, it's not fun when you work on something and you just don't quite like hit it. There we go. The wax is clearly an issue though at this point. All right. I think we're there for this one. Like, it's so funny because I keep saying to myself, like, let the like give the color pencil time to dry, because I keep thinking it's wet and it's not, and it's just like messing with my like thought process. But it's just so waxy. It's very distracting. It just takes away the idea of like what you're doing when you're kind of like in the moment. And I'm kind of thinking, like, should we like almost like lens this lid, this this piece of the eye. There you go. I think we're there. I love the flow of this. That's a lot of what I was trying to hit with that Plutarchian. Again, like just showing like movement of like, let's sign it, right? I mean, right under an hour. Not my best, but we're there. Again, a lot of this is just a discipline of doing it. It's just the regular practice. Right, yo, Rigdesco. What is up, dude? Haven't seen you. Thank you, bud. Thank you so much. It's getting there, dude. So I have about after this, I have about 9 more left. So just be mindful of that. This one, like just maybe off camera, I might hit it with some of the acrylic white here. Just because, like you see, we have a lot of areas here that the white out pencil just didn't quite do too well. So the white out pen right here, the Presto. But yeah, we got some good ones coming. A couple of characters. There was one for this other series, and I think the character's name is like Infection, and it's like this red female energy like villain. Really cool looking stuff. Getting into a lot of these characters I had no idea existed is fun. So yeah, we're going to be, we got some classics coming. We got Warjag or Jaguar coming. He's from the Archie line. So a lot of research. So we'll talk about all of it. Rock and roll, guys. Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks so much on that. Thank you. Yeah, Imperium, what is up? I love that character. I love that character. All right, people. Yeah, so just to tease, we will be doing full videos with this guy. Working on full pages for him. We got a lot coming. I'm going to be streaming as much as I can. I'm still planning like a marathon stream to kind of stream all freaking day. All right, guys. I love